Let me introduce to you Gonzo. He's about 10 feet. He's about 10 years. When you look at an animal like this, you understand very quickly. When you see Yoshi at our booth, you'll understand why in the 80s, these animals were put in the pet trade, and it wasn't a good day. It became harvesting in the wild. We decimated it. Isaac's art is very much wild conservation via captive propagation. One of the biggest things that you will repeat me in the first show, in this show, and in the third show, is that this species, as docile as it is, was almost put to the brink of extinction. The only thing that saved the American alligator was the skin trade. I know this sounds foolish, but if you take an animal, regardless of what it is for the wild, you may as well say you killed it, because we are the biggest predators on this planet. Doesn't mean nothing out there can't kill us. There's enough animals here that could do damage to anybody if we were not safe and experienced enough to work with them. But what happened was farmers, similar to myself, similar to maybe a small portion of the audience here, they love these animals. They chose to farm these animals for the sole purpose of contributing to the skin trade, and by doing that, we took the alleviation off of the wild, and the alligator came back from the brinks of extinction. So that's an amazing, how you doing, sweetie? You can go see Gonzo when he goes back to the booth anytime, sweetheart. So this is, like I said, this is an American alligator. This says he's not full grown. He's actually very young. He's only 10 years old. They can live a very long time. Can I have a hook, please? I just want to make sure you don't try to, jump off my stage here. So they get huge. For those of you who've seen the YouTube video, that was not a full-grown gator. Thank you. This here, surprisingly enough, this is how you control them. If I touch his nose, he'll back up. If I touch the back of his tail, he'll move forward. They're actually one of the most placid crocodilians out there. When you guys get home, hit up Isaac's Art on Facebook, and you'll see me swimming in a pond with alligators. 4 alligators. Junior being the largest there, about 12 feet long, 300 pounds. Makes quick work at anybody. The biggest baby out there. I've never seen an animal that people are so afraid of to be so gentle. Aside from the fact that they are huge, and they maintain a huge amount of power in them, that's it. If you've ever been bumped into by a man that's 6'8", 250 or 300 pounds, and fall to the floor, and him say he was sorry, and you knew he was sincere about it, it's the situation that these sort of animals come across. They hurt people just by trying to get away. Those who visit the booth later for any photographs, when you come and pet Gonzo, I would ask that you pet from the front legs down. He is taped. 4-year-old child can keep that mouth shut. Not something I'm prepared to demonstrate today. But if he swings his head and your hand is nearby, he still has teeth, and they can still hurt you. So in the best interest of staying safe and enjoying what it is that we do, I try to help make sure that people do just that. Stay away from the sharp end, just like anything in life. You got a dog that doesn't like very many people, you don't run up to pet it. If you do run up to pet it, you approach it a certain way. Approach a reptile like you'd approach a dog that you don't know, and you'll have better results than just jumping on it, trying to pin it down, and trying to show that you're boss. You'll have a better chance if you just approach it with respect and dignity. A lot of the times, they'll work for you. Big 20-foot snakes, doesn't really matter. If you can handle a snake this long, you can handle a snake that's 20 feet. They all move the same. When it's a baby, you're going with fingers. When it's an adult, you're going with hands. When it's an anaconda, you got 6 sets of hands. Nothing changes. It's just the amount of people present. The amount of people present is the most important thing with any animal that you're dealing with. Okay? Any animal over 9 feet, you want to have an extra person there. 9-foot animal isn't going to kill you. It's not going to eat you. It is going to give you a lot of stitches. You're going to have a rough day at the ER. Trust me, I did it. Okay? Walked in, severed vessels, everything. What happened to you? I got bit by my Burmese python. Was it venomous? It was a python. These are nurses. I'm hoping that the first time I tell them that it wasn't venomous, that they understood that I knew what I was saying. 6 other times was I asked if this animal was venomous. I think I had half the hospital think they were going to have their first venomous death on a deathbed in the Moncton Hospital. To me, I found it rather amusing because I got that kind of personality. The doctors, on the other hand, a little less much. If there's any questions, I actually would like to answer them while everybody is here. So feel free to raise your hand, and I will hear you out. So,
do you remember where the tortoise came from? I didn't hear
where the tortoise came from? Yeah, it's the African spur thigh. Comes from Africa. Logic, I have to assume anyway. Otherwise science is really, really messing with me. But yes. Anything else? What's up, buddy? Can I let it move? I'm letting it move. There's a problem. It's just choosing not to. Good. Stay sleepy. I like sleeping for pictures. So, but yeah, we will see him. When I pick him up and bring him out back, he'll move. Promise you that much. Anything else? Yes, buddy. How many of this is actually the last one for this show? But there's the whole booth. So, is there anything left back there, boys and girls? Yeah. This is my showstopper, is it not? That's what I thought. Okay, yeah, we're done. The bigger, no, that's another scenario. I got another show to do. I can't bring them all out in one day, in one sitting. The next sitting, we'll have a little treat for everybody who wants to be present. If anybody chooses to come back for the third show. So yeah, it's. There was a question. What? My third show is 4 o'clock. I will be back on stage at 4. And for the alligator and the African spur-thighed tortoise, as you can see, Kat is running around the stage for me, taking pictures. She's our photographer. You may take pictures of anything you see in the booth, except for Gonzo, and except for the sulcata tortoise, and the boa, because those are actually there to be for pictures for our photographer to be printed out. You have the choice of picking 5 animals for $20 and get a disc and go home and put it all over Facebook if you choose to do so. If you just want a little memory, unfortunately you have to do it on paper and I have to charge $10 for one hard copy. But if you get a disc, I'll give you the hard copy for $2. That's the best part of my show. Is there any more questions from any of the young ones, even the older people? I used to like to think I knew it all when I was 18, and I didn't. So anybody, there's no such thing as a stupid question, especially about these animals. Shoot, champion. Can somebody repeat it for me? Was it hard to work with it? Actually, no. The gators don't really give us a hard time. Crocodiles, on the other hand, are a bit different. Gators, as much as I don't like to say this to people too much, they are the puppy dogs of the world, of the crocodilian world. They don't want to hurt you. They eat small prey, better part of their life. They don't give us too much of a hard time. Was there anything else? Right here, I have a hand. A turtle?
Where does that turtle like
Physically, right, like now, or where is it from?
No, where now?
Right now, it's at Reptile Ocean in Campbellton.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. The gator, the sulcata tortoise, the anaconda, and the baby gator were all sent to us by Reptile Ocean so that we could put on a show of value for everybody so they could see something. What some of you may not know is the animals that you're seeing in my booth and the animals that you're seeing on stage are animals that you cannot see at Magnetic Hill Zoo. I made a point to bring stuff that you can't see at the zoo so you guys can see it here today. If there's no more questions, I'm just scouring through. If there's no more questions, shoot. By this guy? No, I have not. in my career have I been bit by an animal of this size. And I'll just do that again. And I gotta bring you back. I want to thank all of you for your time and patience and listening to me ramble. This is what I do. My biggest goal is to try and let people know that this is not what people would perceive it to be, and believe it or not, this industry is not even what we would like it to be. This industry just is what it is, and with you guys sitting here today, I've had just one more opportunity to tell the world what these animals are and what they are not. And I'm here for that. I will be here till 5, and for everybody in the vendors section, if you want a memory from the show when we close down, our booth is staying open till 6 to cater to those who had to run their own booths for today. So on that, yes dear, shoot. How big are crocodile eggs? About from the tip of my finger to the back of my palm. They're just a touch longer than chicken eggs, but they're not as big around. It's actually a shape all on its own. It's pretty cool. Yes, buddy? Does he like to live in water? Absolutely. Most crocodilians, every crocodilian, can do two things: swim and run on land. Although they cannot run for long periods of time, do not mistake that as they cannot run fast. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Can someone repeat the question, please? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. That's the thing. All you gotta pray for is that you have more stamina than the gator or the crocodile. Because if you can outlast the run, they stop running before you do, I promise you. Because every one of you can all run faster scared than anything on this planet can run hungry. Remember that. Well, not a cheetah, he says. All right, so if there's no more, if there's any more questions, I should say, I will be at the booth to cater to everybody. That's what I'm here for. And even when this show closes down, take my card, hit me on Facebook, email, call. That's what I'm here for, boys and girls. I'm not here for anything less than that. Now I'm going to have to wrap this up, but I want to thank everybody for the time and patience. And for those of you who will take the time to come to the third showing, I appreciate your patience. And we're still working on the last show finale stopper. All right. Thank you very much. Actually, not to speak after the applause, Isaac's art, for those of you who are seeing it on our shirts, we have blue ribbons. One of the most important things that we try to push out there is Isaac's art is a strong advocate of anti-bullying. Isaac's art has actually just been asked to be the director for the anti-bullying in Moncton. So we're prepared to do shows in schools for not only the reptiles, but we're prepared to do shows for anti-bullying. And look at us. Some of us are full of tattoos, some of us are more clean-cut shaving. That doesn't make anything different. Every one of us were either bullied or made a point to stop the bullying in school. Therefore, we are here as adults to do what some adults, when we were kids, did not know had to be done. So thank you for your time and patience, and help stop the bullying, please. Take care, guys.